The Sunkings!
Hey, how's it going? David Trevino, director of Sunkings. Today I just want to talk a little bit about the actual filming and the process that we took. We started off, writing the 3 scripts, which we turned into a couple of scenes. We originally agreed that we'd just shoot a couple of scenes as a concept piece. The process is always just like, man, we're just loving this so much, we don't really want to stop. So we pushed it a little bit more. We jumped it up to a 3-minute reel. That 3-minute reel turned into a 15-minute reel. And then that 15-minute reel turned into a 45-minute pilot. The downside of that was, we didn't shoot the first script straight up. We essentially had to rewrite as we were filming to create this long story, which had a beginning, a middle, and an end, instead of just a bunch of highlights from different scripts. It got me and Ruben in the writing room every single day, talking about, hey, like, what should we do here? We're kind of stuck here. Let's brainstorm. How could we get from this point to this point and make it feel like it's still the Sunkings world, and still create all these arcs for all these different characters and make them all make sense at the end of the first episode. I remember we had like a little running joke. Every time I would call Ruben, I would always start off the conversation with, all right, Ruben, hear me out. And immediately he knew, like, all right, man, like, what do you got? Because he knew I was wanting to expand the story some more. And at this point, it caused a lot of tension, a lot of stress, but we pushed through and we started to film. The moment things kind of changed for us was when we brought on Steven Ramos. He's a Cal State Long Beach student who really took a lot of the stress and a lot of the burden off of my shoulders. He was really like someone I can lean on and get things done for us. He would, set up lights, he would bring in extras, bring in his whole crew, which was Alex, Joseph, Zen, Luke, Vic, Kai. There's been so many of them that we want to thank, because without them, it would have been a lot harder for us to get this done. So we really appreciate that teamwork that they brought. Everything was self-funded, so every single dollar was from us. We didn't get any funding. We had no sponsors or anything. Just no insiders in the industry. We just really decided to take this on and tell our story our way. The biggest challenge I think Ruben brought up in the last video was the world that we created. But it's 1958 and it's in San Antonio, so every single inch, down to the inch, down to the millimeter sometimes, we had to really be careful if we moved the camera left or right. Every time we would see like maybe a modern TV on the wall, a brand new car drive by in the street. So every single take we would just, all right, say action, and everywhere we go, and then all of a sudden a car come in and ruin everything. So like I said before, it was the challenge that made everything so much more meaningful. It's all about those little memories that we had, and we'll continue to have. Now we're trying to get it to the point where we could shoot it with an actual budget. So we're asking everybody to share the story, repost whatever you can, let people know about it, so it can kind of create this organic growth, so we can tell the story that we created the way we want to tell it. So
what do we do now?
We build a band.
The Sunkings!